Yo, what is up, guys? It's Phantom here today with an episode review for Rwby Volume 4, Episode 2. This episode was really something that it really showed the tone of the series, well, what it's going with now. Like how we had Happy-Go-Lucky Season 1 and Season 2 and Season 3, how we had these kind of episodes that were more of the, gang not really having to worry. They had this carefree life. Then we get to this, like, Volume 4 and shit's already popping off. I can't even say Volume 3 was all happy-go-lucky because, trust me, it got dark really fast. But basically, we see that during this, we get a little bit of Weiss, we get a little bit of Jaune, we get a lot of Jaune actually with character development. We see a lot of Rwby seeing what trying to connect with Jaune and what he's going through. And we see a lot of things that show that these are no longer just children being able to grow up in a peaceful life, but they're growing up in this, basically this, let's face it, it's basically a horror-filled world. Like, you gotta deal with not just dust, but with the Grim, but you gotta deal with people trying to summon the Grim, you gotta deal with corrupt people, not just that, but them growing up in general. It's stressful for them, it really is. And feel like where you first see this stress of them not being able to handle it is definitely in this episode when they went into this town and this town was just completely destroyed. It was fucking messed up. And Rwby, she looks at it, and she thinks, well, maybe we can save him. And even Jaune's like, well, we can save him, but no, Ren, who's probably seen the worst of the world, him and Nora being orphans in general, especially in this type of setting, they've probably seen hell on earth. We haven't even fully gotten into their characters out of all 3 volumes. Like, we've gotten into their relationship as development, but we haven't gotten into what the worst they have seen or any type of thing. And what we see is that the huntsman that they were planning on saving from this town, who basically told them what happened, he dies. And Jaune just looks at it and he's just like, I can't save anyone. I am completely powerless to this. He's like, I'm just sitting here and I'm just watching as everything I once hold dear is gone. And it really shows off later in the episode with the kind of thing he has set up with Pyrrha. Basically what he has something to set up with Pyrrha is basically he had this messaging system, and every time he needs to practice, he'll play a message that Pyrrha left him. Excuse me, guys, I'm very tired. But he will play this message over and over again, and of course it was like something to get him ready for battle. And Pyrrha's just like, he just listens to how she is, like, it just brings him almost to his knees, because it's like, I couldn't save the one girl who loved me, and I loved because I was being, like, I was weak. That was basically what he's, and like, you see them growing, and like, even fucking Rwby's kind of having PTSD of seeing, like, let's face it, Rwby has seen Pyrrha die. Like, she straight up saw it happen, and she looked at Cinder when she did it. And then you guys already know the scenario with her becoming a silver-eyed warrior and all that. And it was really something I was surprised at seeing, that like Jaune is going through this. Like, I'm glad they're giving him character development he deserves, to be honest, because I really like Jaune's character. He's an everyman that's trying to be more than that. And with the little bit of humor we did get in the beginning, it just like, it went straight to shit afterwards. Now we're gonna get to like with Weiss and her family. Her brother, her dad, all of them are just assholes. The only person she has that really even somewhat cares about her being remotely happy is her butler. And her butler is fucking amazing. Like, he had this little split personality thing, and it makes him like such a cool character. He is such a well-developed character, and is such a kind-hearted person to her, to where she's like, I can only find this enjoyment in this. Because first off, the military guy, who I don't remember his name, I think his name's James. James is her father's name. And then I don't remember the military guy's name. It's been a while since I looked at volume 3. Actually, it's been a month, but I didn't bother to learn his name, so I'm just gonna call him the commander. The commander basically is like, look, we need to kind of be careful with what goes on with the shipment of Dusk after what happened in Vale, after what happened in Atlas, what happened in all of these kingdoms basically were ravaged by war with the Dusk, and like her dad not having any of it. He's just trying to figure out, like, he's like, if you want to be honest, half the time he's just yelling and saying, I'm not responsible for it. He's like, I'm thinking of the whole entire kingdom, that's why I distribute Dusk, so they have something to protect themselves with. But you know, he's like, he kind of had this corrupt greed about him, to where that's why no one believes what he said. Like when he said, don't you know how much money I lost? That's making you really see his like character of Weiss's dad, that I hate to say this, but he's just an asshole, a money grubbing asshole, because he mainly focused on getting the money instead of actually caring about what's happening with people, and the people that are getting hurt, people that are pretty much getting injured and almost killed over some fucking Dusk. Like seriously, he's not caring about what the White Fang are doing. Like even the White Fang are taking down Atlas just so their Dusk distribution and all that. Like he's not thinking of the bigger picture. But yeah, and we see that Weiss is kind of like, I don't want to see my father. Like even her brother. And when you're like a sibling, you gotta kind of have this balance between being a bad, like just being messing with your sibling, and then being nice. This guy just fucks with his sister just to be a jackass about it. Like when he's like extremely happy, and he's like, be careful with father, and then he's like, well, you're strong like Winter. He's like, you never liked Winter. Yeah, but you can admire her resolve. And like, you talk about your sister like an asshole. Like you basically baited her in as a trap when it came to her father and her how he was dealing with it, because he wasn't just trying to talk to her. No, he was trying to basically make her sing. And she said she basically doesn't like singing in a way, because I guess it makes her feel like she's just being used, because they want her to sing at this event for all the people that have been pretty much attacked with Grim and all that. So they want her to sing at the event, but she's just like, are you making me or are you asking me? There's a difference. And it's true, when someone has a talent or something, it's supposed to be a little less of an asshole about it. But yeah, overall, it was a great episode, and it really made this gave us kind of this architect of how characters develop and how they're different. Like, when I saw Jaune basically listening over and over to that tape, it was probably the most heart-wrenching moment for me as a fan of this series, because like, yeah, I've seen this shit go dark, and I've seen these characters go through a lot, but like seeing how they react to death in a very different light than how they reacted to it in Volume 3, because like, let's face it, after Volume 3 they got used to seeing it. It was no different. They know that some things can't be saved, and they try their hardest, but just let's face it, you can't save everyone, and they're learning this slowly. Like even Nora, before they leave, they're like, should we bury him? And like, you know, Ren he's angry that he couldn't save him. He's like, let's just go, let's get the hell out of here, it's not safe. And even Rwby is like, well, maybe we could, and they tried their hardest. You gotta give them that. They're still kids, and it's really hard for them to deal with that. But yeah, I feel like a great episode. Rooster Teeth keeps giving us like A1 episodes, and a lot of them are more on you thinking and you like feeling connected to these characters. Now, even Rooster Teeth said that each of these episodes are going to be focusing on basically them centered apart and all the dark things they have to go through, and how Team Rwby is going to end up eventually getting back together, which is something I can't wait to see. Again, if you guys want to look at the episode, it's on Rooster Teeth first, so go make your account there. I'm not being sponsored by them, I wish I was, but go and check out their episode on Rooster Teeth first if you want to check it out. You also get a first account, which is $3.35 a month. It's not worth it for me because I'm still a high schooler and broke. Also, the episode will be released on YouTube the next following weekend, so yeah. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Giving this Rwby episode an 8 out of 10. Actually, no, a 9 out of 10, because it did so fucking amazing. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.